Okay. So I've got set up how I'm gonna use my amp, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut a slot. It's about as big as this front piece here, and then I'm just gonna slide the whole thing back. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to use this. The plywood I'm gonna be using is about an inch thick, and this might not fit on there. Now, one thing I could do if I wanted to use this, which, in all honesty, I kind of don't. It's really cheap. So, what I was going to do, if I was going to use that, is I could just cut a hole in it, and like towards the bottom, and then just slide this under there, and then bolt it down to the wood, but it might create bumps in the wood in the bottom, so I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to screw it in through those there. And it's got space. And I do think, I'll move over here. I do think this thing is the grounding. But I mean, then again, I also kind of don't think that, because there's grounding in this. So I just can't figure out what the hell that's for. You know, everything goes to it, and it had screws bolted onto this, so I don't know what the fuck that stupid thing is. It seems to be working just fine without it. So, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you guys can hear that buzzing. But there is kind of like a buzzing there. And no copyright infringement intended for any of my videos. Yep, so that is. And for those of you who are wondering, this right here is the cable that connects the antenna, because the antenna was connected to the back, blah blah blah. The antenna is connected to the back piece that would go right here, and then there's a little screw that just pops through there. But it doesn't really seem to need the antenna. I mean, here in Thousand Oaks with shitty radio reception, it seems to be coming in just fine. Although I did notice when I used the radio, that buzzing sound is a little louder. So, yeah, I get all that in there. And again, if this doesn't work for my boombox, then I'll just throw my lapel in there, and I'll use this for my speaker ottoman. Because I don't know if I told you guys this, but I tripped over the AC/DC cord for my speaker ottoman, and it busted it off inside, so it's pretty much shit now. My ottoman doesn't work anymore because I accidentally ruined it, so the amp in there is no good, so I'm going to have to replace it, and if this doesn't work for my boombox, then I'll just replace that with this. This thing says it's rated at like 100 watts peak, or something like that, and it's probably 50 RMS, and those are only 10 watt speakers in there at 2 ohms, so it shouldn't be a problem.